White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt joins me now. How are you, Karoline?
I'm doing very well, Jesse. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So Obama knew about the retirement cave, spent millions to try to computerize America's workforce retirement paperwork, failed. Does President Trump promise we're going to shut this cave down?
Yes, he does. And that's why Elon Musk and President Trump brought it to the American people's attention in the Oval Office yesterday. And as they did that, Jesse, I was watching the faces of the mainstream media reporters who were in the Oval Office. And there was sheer silence because it appeared that many of them who are supposed to be writing the truth about our federal bureaucracy had no idea that the federal retirement system is being processed deep into the ground and is not computerized. And the president and Elon are shining a light on the truth about our federal government. But the mainstream media simultaneously is saying there's an alleged lack of transparency and access. It's preposterous. Together, President Trump and Elon, the entire DOGE team, and this entire administration are shining a light on the corruption, the waste, the fraud, and abuse. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and they are revealing the rot of this city every single day. And it's music to the ears of the American people who voted for this, as you rightly pointed out. 77 million of them liked what President Trump promised on the campaign trail, and he is delivering. And it's fascinating to watch.
Everyone's coming up to me talking about these ridiculous items, the Guatemalan sex change surgeries, terrorists' tuition. It's unbelievable. The president the other day, Karoline, said some of this has to be kickbacks. Is he going to direct Pam Bondi to look into some of these spending items to see if people were skimming?
Well, he's already directed Elon Musk and DOGE to do just that. And of course, the secretaries at all of his departments as well, who have signed secretarial orders to direct their staff at their respective agencies to cancel these contracts if they do not align with the president's America First agenda. And so all of these secretaries have been directed to go line by line and determine whether or not this funding advances America's interests. And as you heard President Trump say in the Oval Office today, the vast majority of these contracts that America has been dishing out do not align with the American people's interests. They are the antithesis of putting America first, and it's been a complete waste and abuse of the American taxpayers' hard-earned dollars. And so the entire administration is on board with this effort, and it's about time that people in this city treat the federal government as a business. Small business owners across the country have to look at their money in and their money out every single day. Bureaucrats have never done that. And that's the other irony in the mainstream media saying that there's no transparency. I mean, before it was Elon Musk and President Trump doing this and being highly scrutinized for it, it was just unnamed bureaucrats in the city that nobody knew just writing checks. And finally, we're actually looking at the books, and what they are revealing is truly appalling, but I guess not surprising when you look at the way that Washington has been run for decades. Again, the American people voted for this monumental change, and that's exactly what they're getting.
You know, you showed some receipts today, like they didn't believe these things existed. If you show these people in the press room, this is $2.5 million for cow flatulence reduction. Do any of these reporters make a case for $2.5 million for cow flatulence reduction in Brazil?
Well, they tried to make the case yesterday for $50 million in condoms to Gaza, saying that they actually went to another country, as if that's any better. The point is we are discovering this egregious misuse of American taxpayer funds. And yes, Jesse, we have the receipts, and I will continue to pull them at every briefing if they continue to ask, and we will provide that information. We have nothing to hide. Again, President Trump is exposing what the American people want him to do.
All right, Karoline, we look forward to your briefings. They're very entertaining and informative. Good luck.